We continue our special edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, focusing on Hurricane Isaac. Obviously, we will not know the extent of the damage until after the storm is gone and experts with the LSU Ag Center get out into the fields to start surveying the damage. However, this is not the first disaster for Louisiana Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, Dr. Mike Strain. He joins Kristen Oakes with his take on the storm.
Thanks. And I am here at the Louisiana Department of Ag and Forestry with Commissioner Mike Strain, and we're looking at the eve of Isaac and looking at some record crop prices, a record crop. How do you think this is going to affect that?
The thing about Isaac, it's going to drop between 10 and 16 inches of rain. It's a slow-moving storm, 10 to 12 miles an hour. It is going to stay in place for up to 36 hours with tropical storm and hurricane force winds intermittently. So when you look at our crop, right now we have about 87% of the corn crop is harvested, 19% of our bean crop is harvested, about 65% of the cotton crop, the bolls have already formed, they're out. So what we're worried about in overall is the damage from the flooding. If you look starting from the southern part of the state with our rice and also with our sugarcane, saltwater inundation into the fields, plus the physical mashing down of the crops. If we have water for a period of time, on our sweet potatoes. Remember, sweet potato is a living, breathing, tuber, and what happens if there's water on it and then it gets hot, then we will lose those potatoes in the ground. So there are potentials. If you remember what happened back with Tropical Storm Faye, Gustav, and Ike, we had more than $1 billion in actual crop damages. I've already been in contact with Secretary Scoos, Undersecretary Scoos with the USDA. He's offered his help, from the USDA. So we will be working very, very closely. Here we are again. We have a record crop. I mean, when you start talking about, the beans that they're cutting, they're talking about some areas 70, 80, bushel beans and higher. Record prices, commodity prices. We're talking about beans at $17, corn at $8.50 to $9. Record prices for commodities, and then we face a major storm. So it's going to be a challenge, but we are here.
For these farmers who were affected, what kind of insurance program are we looking at since we're not seeing a farm bill right now?
Well, that's one of the things. If you look at it, there was not an extension of the current farm bill. That was not done. President Obama moved $30 million in place to deal with the drought. But when you're talking about our potential losses in a billion-dollar category with a B, there will have to be a special appropriation of monies, an ad hoc type bill to deal with this particular situation once this is done. If you remember, after Faye, Gustav, and Ike, I went to Washington, where I stayed for several weeks working to bring dollars back here to Louisiana, and we may have that same situation here. Crop insurance, with the drought, we were assured that there was enough money in the United States to make those claims. Now, here with crop insurance, could add another anywhere from $700 million to $1 billion in damages if, a worst case scenario were to occur.
Okay. Commissioner Strain, we're going to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Back to you guys.
Kristen Oakes, thanks. Still to come on this special edition of our program, looking at the impact of Hurricane Isaac on Louisiana agriculture, the president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau on what Congress might do to help farmers in the aftermath of the storm. Stay with us.